Good morning. Let's just start off with making my coffee. I usually use oat milk or lactose-free milk. Right now I'm using the brand Forager Project. I like using it because it's all whole foods and no preservatives or additives, which is wonderful. And then here's my espresso. That was actually perfect. I'm also using it in my old Bon Maman jar that I reused. Let's try it. A little bitter, but it's good. Well, hello. I guess that wasn't really an introduction. Technically, this is my first YouTube video. But if you were in my mind, I've tried to make a YouTube video for at least a few months now, and I just could not figure out how to start it or how to keep it going. So this morning I was thinking, what if I just make one long video? You know, obviously I'll probably edit it, but me just sitting here making my breakfast. I have everything set up nicely, and you can join along if you'd like, make some breakfast while I'm talking to you. Or you can eat while I'm making my breakfast, anything that you'd like. So the main topic for this video is a topic that will be the start of like coming YouTube videos, ones that I've been wanting to make, but I just didn't know where to start. So this is how I'm starting. I think the beginning of the day and breakfast is the perfect beginning. If you have a good breakfast, you have a good day. You know, or if you don't have a good breakfast, like, it doesn't set you up for a good day. I think the mornings are very important. I want mornings to be a bigger part of my life. And to segue, that is one of my topics for what I'm going to be making a list of today, which is getting myself together before college. Things I want, goals I want to complete by the time I get to college. Just some like healthy habits that I really want to reinforce and make sure that I'm utilizing when I go off on my own for the first time. So let's start my list here on this little paper. Everything's gonna be new, you know? And I want to start it off the way that I want to, habit-wise and mentality-wise, I would say. So the first thing I'll put on there is to go to bed and get up consistently, as well as having a morning routine. Kind of put those two together because it's like a dual effort. I want to start going to bed a little bit earlier so I can get up earlier and I can start my day a little bit before I have classes and all that, make breakfast and clean up my room, make my bed, all that kind of stuff. So that one's very important to me because, like I said, the way you start your day is the way that your day is going to go. I feel most productive and I feel best when I am making, you know, when I have my bed made, when I make breakfast and everything's clean, my laundry's done, before I go to work or before I go to class, so that when I come home or if I have anything for that day, you know, when I get home, even if it's late at night, I like can just brush my teeth and go to bed. and it's not a big deal at all. I'm trying to think of my next point. Oh yes, I know. Here, wait, let me show you. My next point is to read more consistently. I love to read. I have my own little library, and I've been collecting books for college, books I want to read, and getting rid of any that I have had for a long time that I know I'm not going to get around to. And so I need to pick up my reading in general so that I can get through those. And in college, I'll be, like, the habit will be easier to set in place because I already started it now. So, at least a little every day is what I want, I want to be able to swap that out for, that'll probably be another point on this, but swap that out for being on my phone in the morning. Instead of scrolling on my phone, I wanted to swap that for reading or for doing a craft. Like last night, I made this sweater, I'm very proud of it. It's inspired by OK Soup Studio. I can't afford her products, and I'm lucky enough that I can just make it for fun. And so I made this. It has a little pocket, and I made a little fake tea bag to go in it. But honestly, I'll probably put other stuff in here too, just for fun. Bookmarks or an actual tea bag. Pull it out and be like, oh, let me just have my tea. But just swap that out. That's the next point, actually. So daily reading, 100%, even if it's just a little bit, and bring it everywhere with me. I want to bring it with me everywhere I can. I have a bag that fits my books. I can fit up to like 3 or 4 in there, even journals. So bring a bag with me that fits it, either tote or that one, and like really force myself. Maybe not force, but just like casually, slowly, gradually get myself back into reading so I can get through the books I really want to get into. And I just really love reading. I love it when I do it. I love it when I really get into it. And so it's like something I want to do for myself. And yeah, so the third point is online in general, internet detox. That whole concept is kind of, the dopamine detox is kind of placebo. It's not really a thing, but I do think that getting off social media in certain ways is very important for your mental health. I haven't been on TikTok for a while now, and that's like been one thing that's really improved how I feel. But I also need to get some way I need to get rid of reels, because I use my Instagram to promote my art. I love to post little posts on my secret account of adventures I go on, because I love taking photos and I love sharing with the people that I care about. So I like having Instagram, but I don't want to use it to scroll and to be like mindlessly looking at it or checking it on instinct. I want to break that, So I'm going to try with the reading, like that's kind of hand in hand, to get off social media, not as much. I don't find it useful. I don't find it good for my mental health. Anytime I see anything bad in the world on there, or just anything sad in general, it just brings me down. I can start crying out of nowhere, and it puts my emotions all over the place. So if I have my own thoughts and mind, instead of being controlled by videos on my algorithm, that would be amazing. And also, it helps with productivity too. If you're not like, I want to be bored. I want to be like, get myself to do things and not distract myself with scrolling. All right. And my toast is done. This is a whole grain bread, like very whole grain, with almond butter and blueberry bon bons and some chia seeds. I like the crunch of it. Okay, so those are my 3 points. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Maybe some like consistent journaling. That also kind of goes in with the reading, but I'm gonna make it separate just because I can. I want to journal every day, and the way I've been keeping my journal right now is like, it's like a positivity journal. It's things that bring me joy or adventures I go on that I really like, and then I add a little paper from it. I like put little pieces from my adventures in the journal. And that I like to do, but sometimes I don't consistently do it enough that I keep it up to date every day. I really want to every day write in it, at the end of the day, my thoughts from the day and stuff like that. Or just, journal more in general, either prompts or political journaling. I've been seeing videos of that sometimes I like to just put on and watch, but maybe get more into that kind of journaling. But that's just hand in hand with becoming more enlightened in general, with reading and with trying to get off the internet. I really want to become more aware of the world in a way that's not really mind destroying. I feel so much weight when I think about things that are going on in the world, especially as someone who can't really do anything about it. At least right now, I'm in a position where, I don't make enough money to be able to donate tons of money to organizations. And, I try to be aware, and I try to tell other people or make it something that I really care about, and try to spread certain mindsets and attitudes when I go about my day, at work, when I talk to people, because I think there's so much ignorance, especially in the US, lots of ignorance in knowing what's going on. And one day, I hope, I'm going to be a journalism major, which is where the reading and journaling kind of comes in, because that's like 2 good skills to help my writing and help my intellect. I didn't write that down. But one day I hope I can write something, or write in general things that inspire people. That's one thing with this YouTube idea in general. I want to inspire people in so many ways, not just to know more about your world, environmentally and politically and social climate. I want people to want to get out and do things. I want people to go and support small businesses. I want people to buy clothes that are secondhand or from small creators, or make their own clothes. You don't need a ton of creativity to do that. Yes, of course, it does take a little bit of time. I think I made this in like 3 hours, but I was just so focused on it, I just did it. But like hemming clothes that don't fit you perfectly, all of that can be done with simple sewing. And as long as you know like very basic sewing, hand sewing, it's pretty easy. And if you ever invest in a sewing machine, that's even easier. I just like the hands-on a little bit more. But yeah, I want to inspire people through writing, through my platform in general. I've been told by some people that I seem like someone that could be a good influence or a good presence. I hate influencers. I hate people who push products, who try and, you know, tell you that you need to get something. Of course, it's like fun to have things that you like. Like, one of my guilty pleasures, you know, I got an Ulta gift card once. I got the almost black liquid lipstick, or not lips, it's like almost lipstick black honey, sorry. See, I don't even know the name. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. It's like so expensive. I probably would not buy it again, but I like to have it. It's like cute, it's fun. I like the case, you know, and it's fun to indulge once in a while, but in the way that influencers just constantly push out things that you need to try, that you need to have skincare and makeup. At this point, I used to have makeup from like my mom and stuff, but I've just thrown things out. I have like very few for like special occasions, but most days I just wear something maybe on my lips. Other than that, no mascara. I tried out some blush today. I don't know if you can see. But yeah, I mean, if it's for fun, that's one thing. But if it's something that you're convinced you need, it's not important to have. It's not affordable either to get a ton of different products and things. So, yeah, I want to inspire people. It's a big point of my future in general. I don't really care what I do as long as I inspire people. And here's my oatmeal, all done. I have some peaches. Pretty sure they're yellow peaches. I didn't even know there was like different kinds until I started going to some farmers markets with my boyfriend. And then blueberries and some honey. I stopped adding like brown sugar and stuff into the actual oatmeal and instead adding things on top that had a little bit of sugar so that, I don't know, it's just like more natural sugar rather than adding it in. And so basically my breakfast is done. I think this list is good. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful breakfast or lunch or dinner. I hope breakfast because I love breakfast. I think it's underrated. I think people need to appreciate it more. There's so many things you can do with breakfast and it just has so much potential. So I'll see you in maybe a week and a half for my very first this is long enough. My very first edited video. Bye.